I'm Jared Dillingham of Jared's Detours. Heading to Athens today. A lot of people end up with just one day in Athens, maybe a long layover, so let's check out what you can do in Athens in a single day. We'll start with the big draw, the Acropolis, but first, let's find some breakfast. There are a lot of restaurants at the base of the Acropolis, which, may be touristy, but they still do serve good food, and there are a couple of shops down here to check out later as well. Now, I'd buy your Acropolis tickets before your trip to reserve an entry time and avoid waiting in this line. This is the crowd you'll find at the entry, but don't be concerned by the long line here. It moves very quickly once they open the gate at each timed entry. The daily crowd size here was cut recently, but they still allow 20,000 people to visit the Acropolis every day, so no matter what time of year you visit, you should expect a crowd. As you start your hike up, you'll pass the Theater of Dionysus, considered one of the earliest theaters in Greece. There are a few shady spots, but for the most part, you are out in the sun the whole way. Overcrowding is still a problem here, but how could you spend one day in Athens without going to the Acropolis? It's worth it, and the crowd does thin out as you walk around the ruins. After your time here, you can visit the Acropolis Museum nearby if you're eager to learn even more, or if you just need some air conditioning. But we are going off to the nearby National Gardens, where the tree-lined paths are full of shade and animals right in the heart of the city. The shopping district is walkable from here, full of local and international brands. Plus, there's a great rooftop bar to check out if you need a drink or a pick-me-up. Every hour, a crowd gathers for the changing of the guard. Even in the heat, they roll out the full costumes for the ritual, which is near the Parliament and other government buildings. On the other side of the National Gardens is one of the buildings built as part of the first modern-day Olympic Games in the 1890s. These days, it might be worth a walk by, but you likely won't be allowed in since it usually hosts conventions or other private events. There are also markets to check out in Athens full of antiques and all kinds of art and treasures. So in this expansive city, there are endless options and historic sites, plus the sea very close. So these are just a few options people who live here and visit often have recommended for a first-timer in Athens. And don't forget to book a reservation at a restaurant with a view to cap off your day. For a lot of tourists coming to Greece, they come here to the islands for rest and relaxation, and Athens might just be a quick stopover on their way to the islands. So those are a couple ideas of what you can do if you have just one day in the big city.